We all know the dramas that dominate the headlines. The high-budget Netflix originals, the star-studded romance epics, and the viral webtoon adaptations. But sometimes, the best and most impactful stories of the year slip through the cracks, quietly building a devoted following without making huge waves in the global mainstream. If you're looking for that next show that will truly surprise you, or if you simply need a break from the predictable hits, here are the 10 hidden K-drama gems from 2025 that everyone kinda missed out on. Starting off with the drama Hunter with a Scalpel. If you're into romance, this probably won't hit your sweet spot. But for thriller fans, Hunter with a Scalpel is one of the year's best. It stars Park Joo-hyun as So Se-hyun, a genius forensic pathologist with a past she thought was buried. She ends up recognizing her serial killer father through a murder signature at an autopsy, whom she believed dead for 20 years. From there, the drama becomes a tense, psychological game of cat and mouse. Se-hyun is torn between her duty as a forensic expert, her moral code, and the twisted pull of her familial bond. The pacing is sharp. Episodes are 30 minutes long. Visuals are eerie, and the tension between her father, and a detective involved in the case is both haunting and heartbreaking. The father-daughter dynamic isn't just about fear, it's about identity, about what makes someone human and what makes someone monstrous. Next on the list is Love Take Two. If you liked Our Blues or Summer Strike and wished you could escape into warm, somewhat nostalgic countryside vibes, this one's for you. Love Take Two follows Lee Ji-yeon, a single mother who runs a construction site, and her brilliant medical student daughter, Lee Hyori. Their lives are turned upside down when Hyori starts distancing from her mom, and Ji-yeon unexpectedly runs into her first love, who is now a single father. Meanwhile, Hyori meets Roo Bo-hyun, a kind, young flower farmer, after she parks a camper van in front of his flower farm. The drama leans into small-town living, human relationships, tender daily moments, and family, with romance growing organically amid the scenery. The pacing isn't explosive but comforting. The characters are nuanced, and the emotional beats in the drama are real. Coming up next is Unmasked. If you love crime thrillers with a newsroom twist, Unmasked will pull you in hard. It follows Oh So-ryung, portrayed by Kim Hae-soo, the fearless team leader of Trigger, an investigative reporting show that has long exposed stories, many too ugly or too powerful for prosecutors or police to touch. After airing a controversial report that offends sponsors and shakes the system, the team's future is in jeopardy. To save their careers, they must do two impossible things: uncover who inside their own ranks is leaking personal secrets, and solve a haunting 20-year-old cold case involving the disappearance of a famous actor. Alongside So-ryung stands rookie PD Han-do and contractor Gang Gi-hoo, forming a trio chasing truth, moral ambiguity, and corruption. The show pits journalistic integrity against institutional pressure, with every revelation testing what a truth seeker is willing to risk. Another overlooked gem on the list is The Nice Guy, also known as The Good Man. Honestly, I have no idea why this drama didn't get the massive hype it deserved, especially considering it starred two of the industry's biggest actors, Lee Dong-wook and Lee Sung-young. Lee Dong-wook plays Park Seok-chul, the eldest grandson of a three-generation gangster family who's desperately trying to live life on his own terms. Unlike his violent relatives, Seok-chul is gentle, empathetic, and tired of the family business, yet constantly dragged back into it out of loyalty and duty. His world turns upside down when he reunites with his first love, Gang Mi-young, a struggling singer barely holding her dreams together. What follows is a darkly funny and deeply emotional story about love, family, and the cost of decency in a corrupt world. The show perfectly balances gritty realism with warm humanity, finding humor in tragedy and beauty in chaos. It's not just another gangster tale. It's a black comedy about a man trying to stay good when everything around him isn't, and it deserved far more recognition than it got. Another gem that flew under many radars is Lowlife. If you like your dramas gritty, messy, with dreams bigger than chances, Lowlife will hit just right. Set in 1975, it follows Oh Kwan-seok, a hardened small-time crook who'll do anything for a score, and his nephew Oh Hee-dong, raised into the life of hustles and schemes by his uncle. They catch wind of a sunken treasure ship off the coast of Shinan, rumored to be full of ancient pottery and antiques, and things spiral fast from there. What starts as one uncle-nephew plan turns into a free-for-all of shady dealmakers, corrupt officials, gangsters, and ambitious locals all circling that treasure. With everyone hiding agendas, alliances shifting, and desperation rising, Lowlife is equal parts treasure hunt, period piece, and crime drama, with characters who feel raw and sometimes heartbreaking. The 70s styling, regional dialects, and crowded, corrupt world make the hunt feel dangerous but alive. Number 5. My Youth. This one really makes me wonder. I guess people know more like Song Joong-gi the way they did before, because My Youth was easily one of the most heartfelt and poignant drama that deserved so much more attention. Song Joong-gi stars as Sonoo-hye in the drama, a former child actor who's now a novelist and florist living a quiet life far from the limelight. His world turns upside down when he reunites with his first love, Song Jae-yeon, after 15 years. Portrayed by Chonwoo-hee, she's now a sharp, ambitious team leader at an entertainment company, and their reunion stirs up everything they'd buried. The drama moves gently between their sun-drenched youth in the late 90s and their emotionally tangled present, showing how time softens some wounds but deepens others. The chemistry between Song Joong-gi and Chonwoo-hee feels raw and lived in, making every glance and silence hit harder. My Youth is a slow burn that rewards patience, a story that lingers long after it ends, reminding you how much of your past still shapes who you are. Next up is a raw and intense, action-packed drama, Shark the Storm. Perfect for viewers who loved the gritty realism of Weak Hero, Shark the Storm is the highly anticipated sequel to the 2021 film Shark: The Beginning. The story picks up with Cha Woo-sor, played by Kim Min-sok, after he is released from juvenile prison. Now free, Woo-sor wants to rebuild himself and chase a new dream of becoming a professional MMA fighter. But just when it seems like he's finally found purpose, his past catches up in the form of Hyun Woo-young, a ruthless gang boss who runs an underground fight ring. Woo-young tries to pull Woo-sor into his world of illegal fights and dirty money, setting off a brutal battle between redemption and revenge. What makes Shark the Storm hit hard isn't just the action, it's the emotion behind every fight. You feel Woo-sor's struggle to stay human in a world that only respects violence. It's gritty, emotional, and one of those dramas that remind you why Korean action storytelling hits different. Third on the list is The Defects. If you're into dark, thought-provoking thrillers that expose the worst sides of society, The Defects is one drama you shouldn't skip. It follows Kim Se-hee, portrayed by Yeom Jung-ah, a respected hospital chairwoman who everyone sees as a kind and powerful woman. But behind that image, she runs a horrifying illegal adoption ring. In her twisted belief, only children with perfect genes deserve a good life, while those rejected by adoptive parents are quietly erased to cover up the truth. Kim I-hun, played by Won Jin-ah, is one of those children who survives and grows up determined to bring down the system that destroyed her life. Along the way, she meets other kids like her, and together, they fight to expose the corruption of people who think they can play God. The Defects isn't just a thriller. It's a story about survival, revenge, and what it means to be human after the world treats you like you're disposable. It's one of the most underrated yet powerful series of 2025. Second on this overlooked K-dramas list is Hyperknife. Now this one's an absolute treat for anyone who loves sharp, high-tension medical thrillers. It stars Park Eun-bin as Jung Se-ok, a brilliant neurosurgeon whose career falls apart after she is stopped mid-surgery by her mentor, played by Seo Kyung-gu. Stripped of her license, Se-ok vanishes from the medical world, only to resurface years later as a mysterious underground surgeon, performing secret operations for those who can't go to hospitals. When fate brings her face-to-face with her old mentor again, everything explodes. Park Eun-bin's portrayal of Jung Se-ok is both chilling and captivating, marking a significant departure from her previous roles. She masterfully embodies the character's descent into moral ambiguity, delivering a performance that is both eccentric and realistic. Seo Kyung-gu complements her with a nuanced depiction of Dokki, adding depth to their fraught mentor-mentee relationship. The series benefits from sharp cinematography that enhances its intense atmosphere, making Hyperknife a standout addition to the medical thriller genre. And finally, the most unique yet overlooked drama on this list is The Witch. This one is haunting in the quietest, most emotional way possible. It follows Park Mi-jung, played beautifully by No Jung-ae, a young woman who's been called a witch her whole life because strange and tragic things always happen around her. People get hurt, accidents follow, and those who get close to her end up suffering. So she chooses to live in isolation, convinced that she's cursed. But everything changes when Lee Dong-jin, played by Bak Jin-young, reappears in her life. He was her classmate who once secretly liked her, and now he's a data analyst determined to prove that there's no such thing as a curse, and that all those tragedies were just coincidences. The Witch isn't your typical supernatural K-drama. It's emotional, eerie, and quietly beautiful, a story that you will think about long after it ends. So, which of these K-dramas are you adding to your watch list? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with your friends.